Morning. Yeah. It's not very nice out there and I've got to go and do, well, my last long run. Right guys, so it's Saturday the 20th, 21st of October, whatever it is, and I've got 2 weeks basically to the New York Marathon. So today I'm going to take you on my last long run. This is a two-part vlog, okay? So this week we're going to talk about how my training's gone. Yeah, I'm going to rate myself and things like that. And we'll talk about how training for the New York City Marathon's gone. And then in the second video, which is going to come out, I think the day that I'm running it, we're going to talk about my sort of expectations for the day and how I'm feeling about the marathon itself. Yeah, I've got to get out because he's chucking it down. I don't really want to get out, as you can see, because I'm filming this in here. But I've got to get out. I've got to get this done. I'm looking to do between 18 miles, 20 miles, 16 miles, something about that. For me, it's about time on feet today, on my own. Yeah, so we're not going to have any of the guys with me today. On my own, because in New York I'll be on my own. But we'll talk about that when we get going. So yeah, I'll tell you what we'll do before we get started. Let me show you the gear that we've got today. Go through that and then we'll head out and we'll catch up with you on the run. Okay, so over here in the UK it's been absolutely disgusting weather for like, well, since I can't remember. So this run's going to be wet, I can tell you that now. We are predicted rain, so I'm going to get wet, hence the Ron Hill coat, which will come out later. So I don't know if you can see me because it is still dark, but so shoes wise we've got New Balance SC Elite 3 because I'm going to be wearing a pair of New York branded ones for race day. Gloves, which I won't need. Fueling today we've got High Five caffeine, my usual Kendall. In this bottle here I've got what's going to be on the course at New York City Marathon, which is this Gatorade. You may have seen this before. This is the endurance formula. This is out on course, so that's why I've got that. Aftershocks. I've actually got some sunglasses, hopeful. Hat to keep me thing off. Might go to a gilet on this first lap because we're going to be doing laps again. I'll come on to that just a bit. Socks. I've got my shoe socks, SHYU. At the moment I've got the Asics Cumulus GTX to keep my feet dry. 40 rounds top. I've got my New Balance half tights on. I can get some gels in the pockets of them, and that's probably about it actually in terms of bits and bobs. So I better get ready and I better get out there. I really, oh god, we've got to do it, haven't we? Right, come on, I'll see you when we're out there. It's very wet out here. It's really wet. Look, it's dry in there, and I've got too many layers on, people, too many layers on. It stopped raining as soon as I started running, but this is the beautiful thing with doing laps. And actually, let's talk about that. So today, I say 16, 18 miles, whatever. I don't really care today, 2 weeks out from New York. I just got to get some time on feet on my own. But we're going to be doing laps. So if you've not seen any of the videos, we do like a 3-mile loop. I'm running too fast at the moment, which you can probably tell. So I'm a little bit out of breath. But we try and do a slow one, then a target pace one, and then continue that until we get the mileage. So yeah, so this is a two-part, like I said, in the car, and I thought it'd be good to sort of recap the training, go over it because it's not been ideal, and then we'll look ahead in the next video to the race day. Okay, so training. Ooh. So I started early. I don't know if you've been following the channel or not, let me know in the comments, but I started early on this New York City Marathon training plan, and I've got to give a shout out straight away at the front end to the guys that believe in the run and New Balance for giving me this amazing opportunity to run the New York City Marathon. It's unbelievable, and I mean, yeah, I'm just so lucky. I've got to give a personal shout out to Thomas. It's just a hero. So New York City Marathon training started actually with a 20-week plan. The reason I did that is because I had Berlin sandwiched in the middle, and also I had a 2-week holiday, and I'll come on to that because that has caused me some real issues. So training started really well. I come off the back of a PB at the London Marathon. I smashed my 5k, 10k and half times at the start of the year as well, so I was in really good shape. And the plan was to, in this training block, was to focus not on speed, because I'd done all the, you know, the faster stuff, but to really work on endurance, because the New York City Marathon course is a beast. It's just basically hills pretty much the whole way, up and down over the bridges. So my focus was to do a few more miles than I normally would. So peak mileage would have been at 56 miles, and we'd have done a lot of 50-mile weeks or like high 40s with loads of this. So these 18-mile, 20-mile runs, just building that endurance, plenty of double running and just building it up. And at the start of the plan, I was cruising. I felt really good, felt really, really good. Speed was there. I was so quick. I just felt the speed in my legs. And I thought, you know what? I don't really want to stop when I go on holiday. And then holiday came, 2-week holiday with the kids, most important thing. Took some downtime, and that's when it all came undone. So long story short, the bed that I slept on has given me disc problems in my back. So when I came back, I picked up the running, and it was just getting worse and worse and worse. So much so, actually, I don't know if I was doing a session along here, and I couldn't even walk. The pain was that bad. So I was like, oh Jesus, I've got Berlin and New York Marathon to do. So I got myself to the osteo, did a lot of work there. Big shout out to Monica for helping me get to Berlin. And I sort of, not tore up the plan, but pretty much worked out very quickly that my body could only take about 35 miles of running a week. I had to stop the gym because that was irritating my back. So I stopped the gym, which is not ideal because I was using that as well. So yeah, I stopped that and I worked on being as consistent as I could at doing these 35 miles a week and focusing on basically one session a week, and that was it. Now, to make matters worse, we had Berlin Marathon. Now, the plan was always to run that kind of easy, but I was going into that really genuinely worried that I wouldn't be able to finish it because I was still in a lot of pain. But thanks to Ben, I got round there. We did it in 4:11, I think. We had too much fun. We was mucking around a lot, but we ran it at 9:05, so sub 4 the whole way. And then he's got Chicago, I had Chicago 2 weeks after that, which he then smashed. So we backed right out to give him time to recover, but also let my back settle down. Have a look. This is naughty down here today. It's not gonna be easy later when it really starts hammering down anyway. So we've done Berlin, and I would say I felt surprisingly okay. From that, I was surprised, but I think it showed that the 35 miles per week was working. So I carried on. I had a week off, everything settled down, and I got back to that 35 miles. I think I did 1 week of 41, but because I had 2 races, I had the Oxford Half, and there was another one, I can't remember what it was, but I had 2 races chucked in for good measure. Morning. So I had 2 races chucked in for good measure. I can't remember which ones they were, but anyway, that complicated things. So I got an 18 miler done, then we did some races, and then basically we're here. So yeah, 2 weeks out, and I'm saying I'm doing this easy. I'll pick it up, I'll probably drop it to about, not targets, which is 8-minute miles, but probably to about 8.5 for each lap. So I go 8.5, 9, something, and drop it. Keep doing that, working through it, trying to get this time on feet more than anything else. But for me, it's really just out here running on my own. Because usually you see on the videos, I'm with the guys, right? But in New York, yeah, I've got the crowd and we've got the New Balance team, but chances are I'm gonna be running on my own. So today, really, more than anything else, is a bit of a tester for running on my own, which is never easy. So to wrap this video up, let's give myself some marks out of 10. So how would I rate overall? Probably about 5. I feel really out of shape, really out of shape. All right, no fault of my own, but just do. I think in terms of long runs, I'll give myself an 8 or a 9 because I've still got plenty done despite the limit mileage. And you've got to remember, I have done a marathon already, so give myself an 8 or a 9 for the long runs. Speed, I'll give myself a 5 or a 6, but this plan was never about speed because I inherited speed from the spring. So like I said a while ago, the plan was all about endurance. So 5 or 6 out of 10 for speed. Cross training, I'm going to give myself a 10 because at least I tried, I started, and without the injury, I'd still be doing it now. So I'll give myself a 10 because that's something I've really lacked And if you watch any of these sort of recap videos that we do on training, I've always marked myself down. So this video, I'm gonna mark myself right up. And overall, mentally, physically, all that sort of stuff, again, I'm gonna give myself a strong 9 to show perseverance, because when you're up against it and yeah, you get an injury like that, which is totally unrelated to running, because I've got it from sleeping on a bed, to sort of have the experience to work out a path to get this done. I'm really proud of myself, to be honest, because it's very easy to cruise through a training block and everything go well, and then race day, whatever. But I've had some adversity this one, probably the toughest block I've ever done, because of what I've had to put up with. I can't tell you, honestly, I couldn't even walk. That's how bad it was. So yeah, I'm gonna give myself massive props for adversity, dealing with adversity actually. I think that's what I'm gonna do with that. So there we go, people. I think it's always good to look back, rate yourself, give yourself some marks out of 10 if you've done a big training block, because you learn, and that's the key. The only way we get better, especially at this marathon training business, is to learn from the blocks. So yeah, I would really try and do the same sort of thing. Let me know in the comments if you do the same sort of thing. But yeah, there we go. Right, I'm gonna get rid of this coat because I'm melting. I'm probably gonna get wet for the next 3 hours or whatever. No, 2.5 hours now. And that's what it is, guys. So make sure you tune in next week for the vlog. We're gonna be talking about what I'm gonna be doing in New York and what I plan to do in New York, and hopefully it works out well. So that's it for me, guys. Thanks for all the support, really appreciate it. Don't forget, we're live on a Monday and Friday on the YouTube channel. Make sure you tune in for that. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys later.